Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's BOARDZY, and this is going to be a shocking announcement rather than a review. This is going to be my second ever collaboration on an actual product. This is a BOARDZY Gamesense Radar Zebra Edition. I mean, I feel like I just messed up that word sequence, but you know what you're looking at. This is a Gamesense Radar BOARDZY edition. It is an XL square, so 500 by 500 millimeters, which is the mousepad size I have always been vouching. It's 3 millimeters thick. It does have a rubber base, so it is not on the bleeding edge using Japanese poron or anything, but it's also not priced as such. But yeah, this is just a solid control pad with a zebra print design and the seal of approval. So yeah, if you've used a radar in the past, this really will be the same speed. I have truly been enjoying it with lighter mice a lot. Something heavier, I'd say like 70 grams and above, it's going to feel very control oriented. So if that's something you look for in like TAC FPS, I mean, maybe by all means go for it. But for Fortnite, I just prefer something with a bit more speed. So yeah, just because I'm selling this, I'm not saying it is the #1 pad on the market or anything. And yeah, back in February of 2021, I did check out the first ever version of the radar, and I actually gave it the seal of approval back then. So I did see on Twitter, I got a comment from some guy who was like, you sold your soul to Gamesense, you didn't even give this pad the seal of approval. So do your research, man. This is a pad that was never my first recommendation over something like the Artisan Zero or Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn, but I always did say if you want something more control oriented, that this is one of the pads to go for. I did like it over the GSR, and yeah, the 500 by 500 size, it's really perfect. 3 millimeter base is a little bit thin, but I truly don't have any problems with it. I was given an option for 3 or 4 millimeters and went with this. And yeah, here's of course a lighter test. As you can see, it does push into the pad a little bit, but since it's thin, I mean, it can only press down so much. And the super light press down test, a little bit of action. And yeah, the rubber base, like I mentioned, it is nothing like extremely good, but as you can see, there are plenty of mice on the pad, but it's not going to be moving around a ton on your desk, anything like that. The stitching is extremely low profile, legit on the same level as the rest of the pad. There is no way anybody's gonna have a problem with it, and it's also like color matched to the zebra design. And you guys know I'm not an aesthetician out here, but I do think that looks nice. And I have always been a fan of the zebra prints. People think I'm trying to like capitalize on a fucking Retro's 80 design. Like, I don't have sentimental attachment to the zebra print. So if you go way back in the day when people used to use mice with wires, I know to some of you that is breaking news. People would actually go out and get something called a paracord to replace the wire, because the stock cables would be shitty, and you see the paracord, it is just incredibly flexible. And at some point it just became a thing where if you watched my channel, you would use code BOARDZY and get the zebra cable at Lethal Gaming Gear, Agile Cables, really whoever stocked them. So it originally started with the zebra cables. I've just always fucked with zebras in general. I think they're a cool looking animal, and zebra prints, it's cool to me. And yeah, then of course came the BOARDZY X2 Zebra Edition. As you can see, that also has the seal of approval on the bottom and a zebra print. So this is just, I mean, hey, if you guys want to support me with the zebra setup, by all means, feel free to do so. If it's not for you, not your thing, that's also cool, but don't hate on the zebra print. Like, that's just one rule. Absolutely. Like, if you don't get it, that's okay, but like, just like religion, don't bash it. As zebra is a permanent staple in my background, along with this like rotting pumpkin and this fucking, what is it, little octopus I got for myself in Japan. So there's the zebra, there's the octopus, there's the rotting pumpkin. So yeah, that's what my brand's really all about. But in terms of the pad itself, I kind of gave a rundown, and my opinions have already been out there, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. But yeah, I would say this is going to be definitely a gear more of control than something like an Artisan Zero or a Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn Pro, Endgame Gear EMC, you know, just all of those like quicker but still control-oriented cloth pads. This definitely does have higher static friction and just higher dynamic friction as well. So yeah, this pad has been on my desk the majority of the time in the past just under 2 weeks since I got it. And in that time, I have not been able to note any real issues with humidity, just the pad slowing down, like any type of break-in inconsistencies. I am in New York, and the heat in my building has just started to come on. You guys can actually see the radiator in the background, and even that has not caused the pad to be like muddy. It is a cloth pad though, so if you are in a giga humid environment, there probably will be some effect, but not any more so than other cloth pads. So yeah, truly it is a solid cloth pad at the end of the day. There are no issues with it. Quality wise, it is pretty tried and true. If anybody wants like a reminder of what the weave looks like, I guess you can like zoom in here. Pretty standard when it comes to control pads, and it also does ship flat, which I mean I think is something noteworthy. And yeah, the price will come in at $40 in the US for this, but I think it will also be available at Max Gaming, Zerk Gaming Mods, the UK store, and I believe it will be available in Japan as well. Shout out to Japan. Other retailers, I'm honestly not sure, but I think there are going to be only 1,000 made in total. So yeah, this is just like a pretty small mousepad launch. And yeah, I'll definitely be giving away a couple, and Gamesense is just truly a company that has supported BOARDZY Fest a lot. So when they floated the idea of a collab pad, which trust me, I've been offered dozens of times before with other companies, I was just like, yeah, sure. I'm leaning towards a yes, and then as you can see, we went through with it. So this is a solid product. I'm excited for it to sell, excited to see people's setups that have both Zebra products. Maybe that will get you $1 million. There is a little thank you card, but no epic trading cards this time. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say. If you guys have any more questions about the launch, feel free to ask me them. I will answer them below. And yeah, similar to last time, I will be donating a portion of proceeds to the World Wildlife Foundation, which, again, you know, people find a way to hate on everything. They're like, there's the conflict between Israel and Palestine, and you're donating to zebras, which aren't even endangered. And I mean, yeah, you can find a flaw in anything. The comparison is the thief of joy. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. That's gonna be all. Peace out.